Today I'm going to read you the last biography that is available in Heights Library. It's called When Angels Sing, the story of rock legend Carlos Santana. It's written by Michael Meckin, and then the illustrations are by Jose Ramirez. It's a gorgeous book. And this is a true story that starts in 1947. When you were born, your tia abuela called you El Cristalino, the crystal one. She thought the light of angels shined through you. Your father wanted to name you Geronimo after the brave Apache freedom fighter. He was proud of his mestizo blood. But your mother, as always, had the final word, Carlos. 1952. Your father, like your grandfather before him, was a traveling musician. You missed him when he went away. You missed the soapy smell of maha on his skin and the smile in his eyes. But most of all, you missed the sound of his violin. When he was home, people would crowd the square to hear him play. It was a sound that filled the world with magic and love and feeling and healing. It was a sound that made angels real. You wanted to make angels real too. First, you tried El Clarinete, but the buzzy reed was too fussy for your nose. Then you tried El Corneo, grandfather's instrument, but the taste of brass was too bitter on your lips. Finally, you tried El Violin. You scratched and squeaked and practiced so hard, your tears stained its wood. But it would not sing for you, not like it sang for your father. There were no angels when you played, not yet at least. When I am good enough, they will come, you thought. 1955. To you, life in Atlan de Navarro was escondidas, hide and seek, played beneath the mesquite trees with your brothers and sisters. It was the plop-pop of a red ripe mango, the coo-coo of a chachalaca bird, and the bubble boil of a pozole on the stove. On special days, it was biznagas, sweets made from cactus, and alfajor, a kind of cookie made with dulce de leche. But life without running water and electricity was hard, and when the nibble sting of the chinchas and pulgas became too much, your mother sold everything and took you to Tijuana. 1958. Tijuana wasn't much better. Sure, there were fresh tamales and chili rellenos and the orangey pipián and chocolate-like mole, but Colonia Libertad was still the ghetto, and you were still so poor. Soon you were dressed like a charro and playing two violin for 50 cents a song. La cucaracha, bésame mucho, they said. Tourist music, you thought. But it was a way to make money, so your father forced you to learn more songs, Mozart, Brahms, polkas, boleros, gypsy music. You must put your heart into it, he said. You could not. This is not the music my angels want to hear, you thought. This is why they do not sing for me. Your mother knew you loved music, even though you hated the violin. One day, she took you to Palacio de Municipal Park, with its bustling walkways and chiming carts. You had heard the blues before, but you had never seen how the music was made. You had never seen someone play to La Guitarra, at least not like this. The hair on your arm stood up. An angel's breath, you thought? Your father was away as usual, but your mother sent him a letter. After saving enough money, he sent home una guitarra. It was battered and bruised and beautiful. "1961. You found an old radio, took your guitar, and played along in a storage room in the dark because that was the only quiet place in the house. You closed your eyes and let your ears lead the way, and you taught yourself to follow the plunk of el piano and the bounce of el bajo and the sway of el saxophone, and most importantly, the groove of la guitarra. You collected the ingredients and marinated your soul in them, and learned that playing the blues was not about the color of your skin or which part of town you came from. It was about feeling the music. You did not put your heart into it, like your father had said. Instead, you let the music put its heart into you." 1963. Your family moved again. You liked your new house in San Francisco. You liked the running water and electricity. But riding the bus and going to school and making friends was hard, especially because you didn't speak English. They said, "Car antenna?" And you said, "No, Carlos Santana." They called you a chili bean eater and gave you tests that you couldn't read and held you back a year because they thought you were dumb. So you ran away, all the way back to Tijuana. Just you and two guitarra. My angels will come, you thought, and they will tell me I am good enough. You watched TV and improved your English and learned how to respect a song and its melody. But no angels came, and you started to wonder if they ever would. Still, when your family came to find you, you did not want to go home. 1964. San Francisco was a mess of music, just like the jukebox at Tick-Tock Burgers where you worked. You washed pots and mopped floors and started a blues band and listened to Willie Bobo and the Beatles and B.B. King while the smell of Clorox burned your nostrils and tried to bleach your soul white. But you wouldn't let it. Just like your father, you were proud of your mestizo blood. Your brother was living in the Central Valley. He was a campesino working the fields. Like so many migrant workers, he suffered under the cruel gear crush of exploitation until Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta started fighting back. "Si se puede," they said. Yes, we can. This helped your brother, and even though you weren't there, it helped you, too, deep in your soul. If they can, I can, you thought. So you kept playing and practicing and searching for your sound. 1966. One day, you went to aquatic park. Las congas rumbled into your chest. There was magic in their beat, a breath, a breeze, a feeling. The breaking dawn of something the world had never seen before. And this tutuma, taka taka tak, tutuma, taka taka tak was the beat of its heart. Maybe this is the music that will make my angels sing, you thought. So you took the soul of the blues and the brains of jazz and the energy of rock and roll, and to that you added the slow heat of Afro-Cuban drums and the cilantro-scented sway of the music you'd grown up with. There were a lot of bands in San Francisco, but none were playing the music like that. There was something electric in the air, and its name was the Santana Blues Band. Soon, everyone knew who you were. Everyone came to see you. Everyone except your angels. Will I ever be good enough, you wondered? You were getting too old to believe in angels anyways. 1968. All around you, the nurturing light of possibility was beginning to glow. Martin Luther King Jr. was changing the world, and young people like you were too. You were taking your hearts and coloring them open and making the world a better place. And then the light was gone. He was gone. In the background, the bombs of Vietnam grew louder and louder. Suddenly, it was as if hate and fear had covered the world in darkness. But you knew music was a light. You had seen the soul sound of your father's violin bring joy and hope, and you had seen it heal. So you kept playing, even though hate and fear were telling you and young people like you that you didn't belong, even though you didn't think you were good enough, even though there were still no angels. The Santana Blues Band was big in San Francisco, but there in New York at the Muddy Woodstock Music Festival, you were unknown, unsteady, and scared. But on that day, in front of more than 400,000 people you didn't know, you took the stage anyways. You looked into the audience, hoping for a miracle, hoping for something to tell you that you were good enough, hoping you had been wrong to stop believing in angels. But there were no angels out there. There had never been angels out there, and suddenly you knew why. You took the stage, you stopped looking out, and you started looking in, and at last you heard angels sing. And this is a picture of Carlos Santana today. He is still alive, and this is his biography, the story of his life. Thanks a lot. Bye.